Welcome to The Walk-In, a podcast where doors stay open and stories unfold one conversation at a time. Hosted by Christopher Michael Sean, author, poet, actor, and lifelong student of people and purpose. Here, you're more than just a listener. You're part of the room, part of the story. In every episode, someone sits down, breathes deep, and shares what drives them, what keeps them moving, and what keeps them dreaming. This is a space for dreamers, doers, and those still finding their way. So pull up a chair, pour something warm, and let's take a walk into the soul.
Jackaboy, you are one of my oldest friends, man. We've known each other for how long now? Oh my god.
About 5 years, 6 years.
Oh man, that makes me feel ancient. But yeah, Jackaboy,
Yeah.
we've been hanging out. We've been knowing each other. You're obviously my only English friend, and it should absolutely stay that way because I don't think there's anybody better than Jackaboy. I think the first time we became friends, it was in a FiveM server, and it was in
Yeah.
it was in Elyria, wasn't it?
It was, yeah.
Yeah.
Your server.
It was in Elyria, and I remember the number one thing I remember about you was you were dressed up as Santa Claus on Christmas, driving around with a tiny little scooter, and it was the funniest shit to me. Like I was like,
Yeah.
"Who's this like British guy riding around as Santa Claus?"
Giving out
Oh,
like gifts and stuff to people.
yeah,
Random
I love.
items.
Yeah, then I was like, you know what? You're gonna be the developer of my server, and then let's go. Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of the times when I think back to that, I think that's quite wild. Like I had no dev skills. I couldn't code for anything. I didn't have a clue what I was doing, and you was just like, "Yeah, you could be my dev, or you could help dev." And I'm
Yeah,
like,
I mean,
"Okay,
hopefully it wasn't a lot of pressure, but I think like I hope, but I wanna say like you might have sat in a few times whenever I was deving, and then maybe that was my reason for saying, "Hey, do you want to do this?" But I don't really remember the full thing. But I'm just glad that it kicked off for you. You started getting really good at it.
yeah." I mean,
Yeah.
if it wasn't for that, then I probably wouldn't be doing any of the stuff that I'm doing now. So, in a way, it's all kind of down to you.
Oh, well, that's a lot of pressure. That's right, Chris. If all this fails, it's your fault.
Yes, yeah. I take
So
no responsibility for my
I
actions in the last 6 years.
he gets like caught up in like some sort of scandal, like money scandal, laundering scandal, and he's like, "Chris, what the fuck, man?" Like,
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
but yeah. So what have you been up to the last couple of years? Like I know, but for the listeners, what has been Jackaboy's accomplishments?
Oh, I won't. I don't know if I go as far as calling them accomplishments. The more just massive work in progresses.
Well,
Obviously, I've kept up with the FiveM stuff. Um, I actually, we kind of obviously I had my Oosayroo scripts, which that was going well, but I was getting to the point where there was too much going on, and it was getting like a lot to deal with. So, and I was already really good friends with McLean. He was one of my staff members, and he had his own devin coding Discord. And yeah, I got talking to him and just floated the idea around of making our like joining our basically everything that we have in FiveM together, and then just making something new and splitting everything 50-50. And it went really well. We've been getting a lot of work, like dev for hire stuff. And yeah, it's kind of snowballed, I guess. He now does a lot of the work on the game itself as well. Obviously, we both learned a lot over the last 2 years. We've been working together pretty much. Because originally I started the game that I'm working on, System Override. I started that 2 years ago on my own, and it was going well. I'd completed like quite a bit of it, and then, as I was telling you earlier, lost it, like the whole thing, and then decided to, since I'd partnered with McLean, pardon me, um, yeah, we decided to restart the whole thing from scratch and started it in a new engine. So we thought we'll go into a better engine that we've not used before. We ended up settling with Godot, which is great for 2D games. Simple, it's, performance friendly. It's good, yeah. And yeah, and then it's just kind of grown and grown from there. It's just
Yeah,
been
that's
one long
awesome, man.
learning journey, really.
Yeah. No, yeah, exactly. And honestly, um I think that's incredible. Like knowing, first of all, I can't even wrap my head around the fact that me throwing the idea of you being a dev for a small FiveM server has become this thing where like now you're creating a 2D video game. Like that's awesome, man. Like I every time that I
Yeah,
see something like on Facebook or whatever, and I'm just like, man, like Jackaboy's doing good. I'm really proud of you, man. Like you're incredible, bro. I'm so proud of you, man. Like this is awesome to like witness.
thanks, man. I appreciate that. And yeah, obviously, I love 2D. I love retro style games. But we do have another project. I can't really say a lot on it, but we do have a 3D project in the works, which is quite ambitious, if I say so.
Hmm.
Um,
Hey, sometimes
but
it just takes a little bit of ambition, bro.
yeah, but I mean, I don't think we'd see that for many years. Hopefully, once we've got an actual working prototype concept, we'll be able to show it off a bit more. But our goal at the minute, our focus is getting the system override finished and get the demo out on Steam.
Oh
We've
man.
we've recently just been accepted on Steam.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, and
That's awesome. See, you told me that there was no accomplishment, bro. I'm hearing like 50,000 accomplishments right now. I hope you're
yeah,
celebrating these things. This is awesome, bro. Like,
yeah, it's I feel like a lot of it is like in my head. I keep waiting for something to go wrong, or
oh, I'm the
like
same way.
I'm thinking like, oh no, it won't take off, or which it might not. But as long as few people play it and they enjoy it, I'll be happy.
That's it. That's
That's
that's it right there, man. That's the thing. Every time that I upload an episode, I'm the same way. I'm like, well, that was a really great episode. I love talking to this guy or this girl, and I'm just like, man, I really loved it. I had a great time. But do I really want to bet on this kicking off? Like, I don't know. Like, I'm scared like it's going to go wrong. Like, what if I do this wrong or do that wrong or say this wrong or say that wrong? You know what I mean? So I
yeah,
completely get that. But I mean, you're doing great. You're doing it amazing. The hardest step is the first one, and you are well on your way. Um, I would argue that you're already a game designer. Your dream isn't to be a game designer. You are designing games. You are a game developer. You're dreaming, bro, and that's successful in of itself. Every day where you think of something awesome and then you write it down like, oh, this would be great for the game, or this would be great for the 3D project, or what. That is your creative mind going, hey, this is our success for the day. And honestly, that's awesome. But I have the same headspace for sure about like what if something goes wrong, or like, oh, I don't want to celebrate this yet. But I also think that it's healthy every now and then to kind of celebrate your wins. Nothing crazy, not like posting it everywhere and like throwing a party, but even just going, I'm gonna watch my favorite show tonight. I'm gonna drink my favorite drink, and I'm gonna celebrate quietly. Or maybe you like go out
yeah,
for a drive or like listen to your favorite song for a minute and just kind of really soak it in. Those small little acts of victory that kind of like seal the deal. And it helps out later on down the road whenever you can look back and go, man, you remember when me and Chris would stay up for like 24 hours trying to fix a glitch that I could fix in like 2 milliseconds now? I'm
yeah.
like,
It is crazy thinking back.
yeah,
Like,
like the shit that we went through that now I look back and I'm like, why did I spend so much time? But it's all a learning process. Like what took us forever then takes us a
yeah,
moment now. And what takes us forever now is going to take us a moment way later on down the line. And honestly, And I hate to be that guy, but there are gaming companies that are kind of on the shitter right now. So yeah,
Yeah.
gaming companies like you that are going to be on the up and up, bro, you could replace some of these bigger top brand companies. But I mean, if that's your goal, I know that's for some people, like you said, as long as people can enjoy the game, which I'm telling you right now, as soon as the demo's out, I'm streaming that on Twitch, I'm posting it on YouTube, I'm gonna be talking about it like crazy.
Thank you. I
I've
appreciate that.
talked yeah, I like I said, I've tried to talk about it on the podcast a little bit, but I didn't know like how much was I allowed to say. I didn't even know if I was allowed to say the name of it. All I've said is, "Oh, my
Yeah,
boy, my
you're all
Chaka
right
boy."
talking about system override. That's perfectly fine.
System Override, yeah, man. I'm excited for it. It's the kind of game that I love. I love 2D games, and I'm excited to learn more about it. Like, do you want to talk about it?
Um, I mean,
It's
I
up to you.
can do. It's
If you don't want to, it's fine.
no, yeah. I mean, it's essentially like when I talk to people who don't know gaming or they know like old gaming. I usually say it's basically like a sci-fi Mario, but
Sci-fi
hardcore.
Mario, but
It's
hardcore.
yeah, because it's very precision platform. So like you made there's a lot of thin platforms, a lot of we we are working on like puzzles and things to add into it just to give it that little extra content. But essentially, the story is that the you are on a space station called the I forget the name of it. We've spent weeks writing all the lore for this game, just because why not? Um, but yeah, you are on a space station, and the space station is usually controlled by the central AI, which is located right at the top of the ship. And essentially, the AI has gone rogue, and you play as one of the beep units, which is a oh, one moment, I'm trying to pull up the law, but I can't seem to find it. Uh, no, never mind. That's fine. Yeah. You play as one of the beep units. There's many to choose from. We've got multiple characters. Um, and you're a little maintenance droid. And your goal is to basically reset the AI. You go through the station, make your way all the way from the bottom to the top, but in a weird zigzaggy pattern. We've got a whole story laid out, so it can't.
Mm-hmm.
We're trying to make it match the actual station, so
Mm.
that if you was to put the levels, like all the levels side by side, like
It
near
would
each
make
other, it would make sense. It would make the actual.
that would be so cool to see. Cause you and my question is, and this is only because like I've been I don't know if you've seen the Amazing Digital Circus, but that's my hyperfixation right now. Have you seen that on YouTube?
I have not. No.
No? Oh man, I'm gonna have to send it to you. So, um, anyways, they have a lot of like hidden lore and like story time stuff. And I love how like the one thing that I don't like about it is exactly what I love about what you're talking about. Whenever you can fit all the pieces together and they make sense. Where like you
Yeah.
take all the levels, you put them together, it looks like the ship, or you take all the lore together and it makes sense, you know? And for you, I'm curious because I know that your mind works very in a very similar way to me. You're like, I wonder if this will work, or I wonder if that'll work, or I wonder if we could add on with this or add on with that. Like you're always like your brain is always moving. I'm curious if you've put in like secret lore or if it's just kind of cut and dry.
Um, we do have secrets in the old like retro gaming style sense, where there may be secret doors where you have to jump a certain amount of times in a certain spot uh, to
Spoilers.
like unlock or yeah we're trying to work the law into the game. At the minute, the law is mainly just written up.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a story behind it. We
No,
are
that's awesome. That's
putting
awesome.
a lot of it because of the dialogue at the end of most levels. So you actually talk to the central AI. But it's not. There's no spoken dialogue. It's all just typed letters.
Hmm.
And a cool little thing about the Maiden Droids is the first character you unlock. Well, you unlock two: Beep, which is the blue maintenance droid, and Boop, which is the pink one. Every single maintenance droid has written lines except for Beep. Beep is the only one that I point blank refused when we introduced these written lines. I refused to change beeps. So literally all he does is say beep in different tones. Whereas every other character you can play as has like written dialogue that you can speak
No,
back to
that's
this.
incredible, bro. That's you know what I would love to see? Like he interacts with like maybe he interacts with like a scientist or something, or even the AI, and like for a moment the like maybe somebody's like, "Do you understand him?" And they're like, "Of course." He's saying beep. You don't understand that? Like that would be so funny. If like
Yeah.
everyone except for like one person can't understand him, but all he's saying is beep. That would be
Yeah.
hilarious. I would love that. Man, and listen, I I don't want to throw myself into your project. I would hate to be that guy, but you know my brain is always like, "Yo, what about this? What about that? What about this?" I
I'm
if
always open
I'm
to
allowed
ideas.
to, huh? Oh yeah, no, like
I'm always.
if you ever want me to write up some secret lore, like if you send me the lore of the game and I could say like, "Ooh, what about this? Well, we could throw this somewhere, throw that somewhere." That way if you're ever like, "Man, I wish I had some random fucking lore to throw behind this door." Let me look up what Chris wrote. Like, "Oh, hey, that works." Like that
Yeah,
would
I
be
mean,
cool. Like
yeah, I'd always be open to stuff like that.
yeah, like it's not something that you have to use, obviously, but it just is like something to have, and it would be entertaining for me because I get to write cool lore about a game. I love lore with games. Um, actually, with the Amazing Digital Circus. I don't mean to go on a side tangent here, but
No, you
the
good.
Amazing Digital Circus, I posted a video on my alternate TikTok that got like 4,000 views and like 1,000 likes and a bunch of comments, like 100 comments. People are bookmarking it, sharing it, and it's all about a theory about the Amazing Digital Circus, about the series. And I was like, oh, that's that's a lot of attention. So apparently I'm great at coming up with theories. So I don't know if that's significant, but you know, it would be awesome to I think, and honestly, I have to blame MatPat because me being obsessed with game theory back in the day and like listening and watching all the theories on games back in the day, I think it might have rotted my brain, but maybe in a good way. Who knows? Um,
Yeah.
no, but I'm sorry. Anyways, like no, that's awesome. And honestly, like I said, like the fact that you have like a foundation. You have a foundation building, and it's honestly incredible to see. And I'm excited like to play the game. However much it costs, I'll pay, bro, because I mean the
Yeah,
whatever it is, because like it sounds incredible. And like to know that I'm playing the game of like my best friend made, like that's awesome. You know, like my brother wanted to be a game developer, but he's never really hopped into it. And then whenever I was doing dev work for FiveM, I was like, man, I would love for this to be my job, for me to get paid to
yeah,
make a game, to make a story, to make lore. Like with my D&D, I'm always like writing up ideas, like what little adventures can I send the party on? What sort of like mysteries should they have to solve? And it's fun to me. I don't know. I miss deving. I do. I wasn't
yeah.
very good at it, but I miss it. Um, but anyways, yeah, man, I think that's awesome. So the release date obviously is going to be a couple of years. What would you say like your goal is for like a release date?
Um, I think realistically, because life gets in the way, we both got other things going on and work and whatnot. I think realistically, it'd probably be maybe I'd aim for summer of next year. Well, this year coming, 2026.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Oh, okay. I thought it was going
because
to be like a little while longer.
no, essentially, once we've got the demo out, it's literally just creating levels, which because we've got all the core systems already in place. It's essentially just placing everything in the levels, setting them up, in the back end, which in like all honesty, is I say it's the easiest part. Logistically, it's the easiest part, but creatively, it's not because you've got to set up all the levels to match what the level was before. Make it make sense. So creatively, it's quite difficult.
But think about it like
Uh,
this. Think about how many gaming companies, even the younger ones, they're using AI to do all this level development, or they're finding the cheapest, like shortest way to just sell a product. You're not trying to sell a product. You're trying to create a product for people to enjoy. And that's exactly what gaming was supposed to be originally. And
yeah,
then everything changed when the Fire Nation attacked. I don't know what happened, but everything just it went to shit. Everyone, all the gaming companies were just like, how many games can we sell as quickly as possible, lowest effort, but highest overturn, like in terms of money? And it's like, man, I miss whenever games would release like a really cheap copy of a 2D game that takes like 20 minutes to beat, but God, the lore, it makes
yeah,
you like think and it's fun, it's interactive. I mean, I think about games like Cyberpunk. That's super in depth. Red Dead Redemption, super in depth. But some of my favorite games are like Phasmophobia. You have the same maps,
yeah,
you have the same
yeah.
gear.
Simple.
and- yeah, simple. You
You don't
go
have
in, you
to
do your thing, you
spend
leave.
like half your life just searching for things.
Yeah, I love Fallout 4, but man, it sucks to just be walking and walking and walking and
Yeah.
walking.
I
So
always said Fallout 4 would have been amazing as a co-op game, but then I don't like Fallout 76, so
yeah, I think Fallout 4 would have been great as a co-op, but no, 76 was like, maybe not. Like, but it's the
I
way that
feel
they did
like
it. They took a lot out and they put stuff in that nobody wanted. Um, and
yeah.
it took them forever. Like, why were there no NPCs? At the very beginning, they were like, yeah, we don't need NPCs. Like, bro, are you serious?
Yeah. Just an empty map. There you go. And loads of
Empty map.
dialogue. Loads of
Bro,
notes.
yeah, if I wanted that, I'd just play Gmod or something. I don't know. Like, like, if I want an empty map with no NPCs, that's crazy to me. Um, but no, that's awesome, man. I'm really proud of you. So you've got the 3D project that you don't want to talk much about. Is there anything else
Yeah.
that you're working on outside of that?
Uh we are kind of working on uh something else, but it's kind of small time at the minute. It is kind of up and running, but it's very small time because, legal reasons and things.
Ooh,
Um, it's basically like a streaming service,
hmm,
but
that's
yeah,
cool.
I don't want to. It's not really an official thing. It's more just like a family and friends thing.
Okay, okay. Well,
Uh,
that's awesome. So I just have a question. Um, with everything that you're dealing with, I mean, you've got family, you've got work, you've got all this stuff going on in your personal life. Like, it must be hard to juggle all of that and like the ambition and the creative mindset. Like for me, like whenever I'm at work and I'm just thinking like, man, I wish I was at home. I wish I was writing ideas for the D&D group or for the podcast or whatever. Like, how do you juggle that?
oh, I don't. I don't. I procrastinate so much. It's horrible. Honestly, when I'm at work, I just want to be at home working on my game, and then I'll get home. I'll open up, the software and stuff, and then I'll just be sat there staring at it for about 2 hours, and I'm like, yeah, let's do something else now. Yeah, motivation I think is my hardest thing
Mm-hmm.
because it's great when like say me and McLean are working on things together. It's great because you've got that person there. You're motivating each other to actually like do work. But yeah, when I'm on my own, I'm just sat there not
No,
juggling anything.
I'm the same way. Literally, I'm thinking right now, like, man, I've got 3 episodes that I need to edit. I should probably do that, but technically, I don't need to do that for at least a month. I have a
Yeah.
pretty good backlog of episodes. Like, I'm usually like a month or two ahead of needing to record, and I'm always recording. So I'm like, man, do I really want to spend all day editing or do I want to play Minecraft, you know? Like, so no, I
Yeah,
completely understand that. Procrastination, motivation, completely get that. What I can say is, you know, I don't mean to toot my own horn again, but the Discord does help me. Like sometimes I'll hop in the Discord, I'll read some of the comments, or I'll scroll through TikTok because TikTok has figured out that my desire to FYP is small creators, and then whenever I run into a small creator and I'm just like, yo, like this person's really good. I want to talk to them on the podcast. And like, yeah, sometimes it throws them off, because they've got like two
yeah.
followers and like 100 likes, 3 comments. And then one of mine is like, hey, do you want to hop on my podcast and talk about your creative dreams? And they're just like, I don't know. But a lot of
I
them
mean,
are cool about it.
it is a great thing though, because I mean, you're still starting out technically. They're still starting out, so you could help each other to grow.
Exactly. That's the beautiful thing about the podcast. It's like it's an analogy that I used in Dina's episode was, it's like this giant tree, and every time somebody climbs the tree to conversate with me, they bring up their own set of vines that helps the tree grow and helps the tree be more vibrant. Like this isn't my
I love that.
podcast. This is our podcast. It's like my first episode said, like imagine like a cozy coffee shop. Like there may be a snowstorm outside, even though right now there literally is one here in New York. But
Nice.
inside, like it's warm, it smells like coffee beans and there's books. It's cozy. And that's what I imagine it as. And we're all just sitting there in the cafe together and we're being creative and we're being inspired and stuff. I know that one thing that I'm excited for, January 8th, which actually I hope I don't work that day, but we're going to start doing community meetings where we just kind of hang out. Oh, I'm off on January 8th.
Oh no,
Awesome. But yeah, we're gonna do like community
nice.
meetings in the Discord where we all get together and we talk about like what have we accomplished this month? What have we learned? What have we done? Like everything else. And it's gonna be super fun. I'm super excited to sit down with everybody and like actually have because if you think about it, like our community is growing slowly, but it's growing. And
Yeah, how many members in the Discord now?
oh
Oh
man, I
yeah,
don't like
yeah,
what
it's
is it,
not
a
bad.
dozen or something?
26.
26. That's not bad. 26
Uh,
creative people sitting together. That's awesome. Um, a couple of them are friends from the old FiveM days that I was hoping to have
yeah.
have on an interview sometime. There's also a couple of people. Maggie, she's a sound therapist. Larimore, self-published author. Riley, he developed his own hot sauce brand. Adeline, she's like
Wow.
a spiritual healer. And those people don't have Discord. I'm trying to work a way
Oh,
to get them in, but no, that's okay though. But it would be awesome because those people were actually like the first people I had on the podcast, and it would be awesome to have like the OGs in the Discord. Um, but we'll see. I'm gonna work my magic. It's just like I was talking in my last episode about reeling people in like, oh yeah, hey, you're you're really cool. Come on, not like that, but you know what I mean. Like I
yeah.
want people to have a space because like my whole life I was given a pair of headphones and told listen, don't speak. But the idea of this podcast is giving everybody a microphone and saying, shout,
Speak, don't
use your
listen.
voice. Don't listen, not necessarily. There's still a lot to listen to, but it's
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
all it's all about like sharing your voice, giving your voice a dream. Whenever I mailed out those bumper stickers that said "Give your voice a dream," or "Give your dream a voice," sorry, it was like I was inspired just seeing that. You know, I don't know how many people have scanned one of those bumper stickers, but hopefully a couple because they were kind of expensive, but they're really cool. Like it's really
Yeah.
awesome. Like I imagine if I'm sitting in traffic, I see a QR code for a podcast that says "Give your dreams a voice," I'd be like, I wonder what that is? Um, anyways, side tangent over. Um,
Hmm.
so we've kind of talked about like the systematic goals of your creative mindset of your gaming and stuff like that. What is like I hate to sound like a job interview here, but what's like your 5-year goal? Like in 5 years, where do you want to be?
In your job. No, I'm joking. Uh, um. Oh, in 5 years. In 5 years, I would like to have a successful game, or at least, like, because we spoke. Me and McLean have spoke about because when you release a game as a small indie, there is the off chance that a bigger studio will see what you've done and basically offer to take you on. I'd be kind of happy with that as long as I can still work on, you know, games. Um, Ideally, we'd like to stay as our own studio. It all depends on. But yeah, if finances aside, I would like to have a successful game where people are enjoying it, people are playing it, and people are talking about it. It doesn't need to make a lot of money as long as people are happy playing it.
Yeah.
And I mean, in 5 years, I'd love to have two games out, but I'll settle for one decent game and, working on another.
Yeah, that's an incredible goal. So for you, I think your definition of success, and correct me if I'm wrong here, but your definition of success isn't like making $1 million. It's simply like seeing a
Yeah.
couple of happy faces with the product that you've given them. Is that right?
Don't get me wrong. The money would help a lot.
Oh yeah.
I've always lived my life paycheck to paycheck, so it'd be nice to have a financially successful game. But
Oh yeah.
for my own like personal goals, yeah, it would be just people enjoying it and being happy with what I've made.
Mhm. Man, Jack, you let me tell you, this is what I love about you because you're humble, bro. There's some people out there, and there's a lot of people out there actually. Their whole shtick is, oh yeah, I just want to make it rich. I just want to make it rich.
Yeah,
But I think
yeah,
honestly, and this is where I sit with my podcast. I think my podcast is already successful because I have interviews coming. I have people who have sat down in an interview, not known like, oh, I've never been on a podcast before. I don't know what we're going to talk about. But they leave it and they say, that was inspirational. Like I feel motivated. And then I see them do
yeah,
incredible things. Like Ziello, like he's been popping off with voice actor challenges on TikTok.
yeah. I did
That's
see his.
incredible.
I remember if it was his TikTok or his YouTube. I saw something of his, and I was quite enjoying it.
Yeah, honestly, and Goldner and Ethan and everybody, like just seeing them, like I'm not saying that I have anything to do with their success, but I offered them a seat to just sit, relax, be themselves, and I think that there's a lot of power in voicing your dream, putting it out there verbally into the universe. Because whenever it's in your head, whenever you're thinking about it, it's like, okay, well, you haven't put it out there yet. It has so much power when you do. Something that Dina
Yeah,
said was that it was literally her going into the streets of New York City and just playing her violin. And then one day somebody came up to her and was like, hey, do you want to play your violin at my wedding? And now that's her whole
wow,
thing. But it's been her whole thing long before she did anything on TikTok. She's not even a fan of TikTok, which honestly, fair. But like being able to
yeah,
go out there and compose at weddings and that being your dream and your passion and actually living it through, it's not about making $1 million. Even though that would be nice, it's about like,
yeah,
hey, what I'm doing is working. You know, well,
yeah.
I'm seeing
Making
results.
a living off of what is essentially a hobby,
Yeah,
something that you really enjoy doing.
yeah. Like,
And
don't get me
that is
wrong. If
that's the goal, isn't it?
Yeah, like don't get me wrong. If tomorrow I could quit my job and just be doing the podcast, I would love that. More interviews, I could do multiple uploads a week. I could be doing special things on TikTok, special things in the Discord, prioritizing more time. But honestly, just sitting here with someone like you who, I mean, yeah, it's incredible for me because I know you, but even just sitting with strangers, people who've only ever seen me over text go, "Hey, let's hop in a call." And I know for
Yeah,
me, if it were me, if the roles were reversed, I would be a little bit nervous. And a lot of them are. A lot of them come on, they're like, oh, well, I don't really know what I'll say. I'm like, don't even worry about it. Don't even worry about it. Like, if you talk a lot, that's cool. If I talk a lot, awesome. It all
yeah,
works out in the end. And just I would argue that my podcast is successful. It's successful in the way that matters. People are engaging, people are inspired, they're motivated, and my if I showed you my analytics, they're not awful. It looks kind of like what is that, like a heart monitor, like doo doo,
yeah,
like it
yeah,
looks kind of like that. And I think of it like the heartbeat of the podcast. We're not flatlining. We're breathing. Every now and then we go flat for a moment. And I'm just like, oh, but it's okay. Stagnation is not the end. Stagnation is not the opposite of success. This is something I've talked about before. Like, no movement doesn't mean you're not moving. I know that sounds weird, but it's like you don't have to always be climbing a mountain to be a mountaineer. I don't know how to explain it.
yeah,
But yeah,
yeah. I
like
think I get the gist. Yeah,
Yeah, like part of the process is sometimes, not seeing progress. And that's where, consistency, routine, discipline, motivation kicks in. And it's really hard whenever you, like you said, you procrastinate. You're like, man, I just got off of work. I'm exhausted. Do I really want to do this? And
Yeah.
man, I think every single person is going to relate to that. But then hearing that despite all of that, you're going to have a game out in like the summer of 2026, like a well put together
Yeah.
game with
Hopefully.
lore,
Yeah.
cute little robot characters, like bro, like hopefully. But and if it doesn't, that's okay. But the fact that like you're hopeful for it and you're pushing for it and you've already done so much towards that and you've been working on it for years despite working, well, I don't know if it's boring, but a 9 to 5, you've got a family, you paycheck to paycheck. People are going to relate to that so much and they're going to be so inspired by your story because the way I see it, Jack, your story is like the middle ground. People right now, a lot of people that are on the podcast and maybe even listening, they're either before the beginning, before the first step, or they've taken those first couple of brave steps and they're wondering what's next. And sometimes it can be daunting if you imagine like, oh, well, the next step is for me to be, you know, kind of working a 9 to 5 and, paycheck to paycheck. But man, I'm gonna have this project out in June or July, hopefully, and I'm pushing for it. I'm, motivated whenever I can be, and it's okay if you're not always motivated. A fire isn't beautiful because it, is ablaze all the time. You know, um,
Like that.
you don't have to go crazy all the time. Sometimes you can just be gentle. It's like a painting. Some brush strokes are soft, some brush strokes are barely even visible, some are loud and dramatic, but they all comprise of the same painting. They all make the same beautiful masterpiece. And each of us, all of us creatives, all of us inspired dreamers, we are all artists of our own, devices, like whether it's gaming or whether it's voice acting or this podcast or whatever it may be. We're all designers. We're all artists, and every brushstroke, every day, we're putting a little bit of paint on the painting. Some days it might seem a little quiet. That's okay. It all works out in the end. And I'm proud of you, Jacoboy. I really am. Like I
I
know that
appreciate that.
I'm always busy. I always find ways to be busy. And you do too, I know. And the two different time zones, everything's a mess. But I
Mm.
really am proud of you. I love seeing the progress that you're making and to even just be your friend while you're doing all this, it's an honor, bro. It really is.
Thanks. And hopefully you'll see a successful game come out of Tiny Sprite Studios at some point.
I will be playing the crap out of that game. I will be hyping it up. That's the only thing I'll ever be talking about. It's going to be incredible. And I hope that you don't tell me any of the secret lore because I'll probably be trying to find it. And it would be
Yeah,
awesome if I do
yeah.
find it. Imagine if I post theories about it online and like TikTok blows up about this small indie company who came out with a lore-driven game. People are searching endlessly for true authenticity, and you are providing it in the one genre that is struggling. Well, I'm not the one genre. A lot of genres are struggling. But the gaming world is struggling in terms of authenticity. You've got a lot of companies out there that either one, they take 10 years to get a game out, which don't get me wrong, that's a long time, but it makes sense, especially for these larger companies, larger games. Um,
Yeah.
but sometimes we're disappointed whenever it takes 10 years and it just feels like there's not much there, you know? And for you, it's like you've been working on this for years, and I can tell just by your passion and your vision that there's going to be a lot in there. Even if there's not a lot of lore, I can tell that you're going to give gamers a lot to think about. And I'm excited for it. I'm excited to be thinking about your game, bro. I might message you every now and then, like, "Hey, is this legit? Is this?" And I just hope that you like. I'm not gonna tell you shit, Chris.
Thanks.
Like,
We kind of preemptively expanded on the law. Like the way we wrote the law out was so that if in the future we get to a point where we can expand the universe of like system override, then it would make it easier because we already have loads of like key things of like how we went from like modern day 2024 at the time to like the year of System Override, where you have like the wars, how we got into space travel and things like that.
No,
And
that's incredible.
yeah,
Yeah.
like you might recognize the name. We called it the Resource Wars, but that's just a placeholder.
Resource Wars.
Yeah, I realized. Well, we realized after we'd wrote it that the title needs changing from the Resource Wars because Fallout.
Yeah, I was gonna say that kind of ties into Fallout. But
um,
I
I mean,
mean,
technically, it's just a war over resources, but the title will probably get changed for just to avoid any potential issues that may come from that.
yeah,
But I
yeah.
mean, it is completely original, all written by
You could
us.
do like a war of a war of necessity or a war of resource. I don't know, war of resource. I mean, technically, but I mean, either way, I know you guys will come up with something great. I'm excited for
Yeah,
it.
it's just the title of the actual event, so it doesn't really matter
But it's
a
awesome that you're
great deal.
thinking about this. You're like, hey, I want to avoid the possible legal backlash of a huge company. That's really
Yeah, can
smart.
you imagine?
Could
That
you
would
imagine?
destroy us.
You're like, wow, I got an email from this company. I'm not gonna say their names. I got an email from this company. How exciting! Oh,
Oh crap!
she's like,
But yeah, we've expanded on the law that much that if we decided we wanted to go back like in time to make a game about the wars and stuff, we could. We have like
mm,
within this like just this page of law, we have like fucking about 15 different events that happened within the space of 55 years.
oh,
That's how
that's
long the
awesome.
war lasted, 55 years.
55 years is a long time. It's a
And
long
there's a
time.
lot of like different events that happened in that period.
No, that's awesome. Like you're keeping it all open ended. You're like, hey, like, what if we want to dive into this later? What if you want to dive into that later? That's awesome. Honestly, that's
Yeah.
incredible. Like
And then
you're
obviously System Override is set uh 4 years after all the wars ended. So yeah, essentially that didn't even get touched in the game. We just wrote it because it was in our heads.
yeah. No, that's the thing that people are gonna love. One of my favorite things with Halo, like Halo 3 ODST was whenever you could go up to the terminals and learn the lore of the game, like the deep lore. Like that was the funnest thing for me.
Mm,
And in
yeah.
Fallout 4, whenever you're able to go up to the terminals and learn the lore of different locations and like what did and didn't happen and like the different vaults and stuff, you're able to learn so much that it's not like obvious, it's not needed for the game, but it's nice to learn, it's nice to know, it's nice to read about. People are going to love that. People are going to really attach to that. Honestly,
Yeah,
I'm
I hope so.
excited for you, man. Yeah.
Thank you.
Well, I can tell you I'm going to attach to it pretty quickly, like immediately. Like you better as soon as it's a demo, I better get a text message 2 milliseconds after launch because if I find out, no, I'm just
Uh,
kidding, but no, I'm just kidding. No, but that's
I'll
awesome, man.
yeah, I'll probably be posting it everywhere I can.
Oh yeah,
I'll be excited
I'm
just
sure
for
I'll see
people to
it.
play it. I think
No.
when it comes out on demo, we're putting it on itch.io and Steam. So
Well, I have Steam. I
it'll
don't
be
have
on
the
both.
other thing. Yeah.
Yeah, itch is just a website in it where you just play games.
Oh, really? Oh, okay. I didn't know
Yeah,
that.
it's easy to put games on there because you just upload the exe and that's it. So as a game developer, it's probably the easiest way to get a game online.
Ah, okay.
You don't have to pay; it's completely free. Yeah, I'm a big fan of itch.
Sponsor? No, I'm just kidding. We're not sponsored.
Yeah, this is a sponsored video.
Brought to you by itch.io. Um, no sponsors here. If I ever do get a sponsor, I'm gonna be so happy, bro. Like imagine if somebody, well, technically, if you think about it, we are partnered with Podmatch, which is like a podcast community. So that's pretty cool.
Oh, nice.
Uh, yeah, yeah, that was I mean, that's not a recent thing now, but it's been ongoing and it's pretty cool. Like the owner, the head guy emails me every now and then. He listens to the podcast every now. He's like, "Hey, I really liked this episode," and I'm like, "That's so cool." Like, I don't know if it's AI generated. He could be AI generating emails to me. I don't know, but it's cool. I enjoy it. So, anyways, Jacka boy, um, I think that's pretty much it for today. I appreciate you for coming on. Hopefully you had fun. Hopefully you had a good time.
I did, yeah. I've really
Um,
enjoyed it. It's been really
yeah,
good.
yeah,
It's
just kind of
been
hanging out.
honestly, yeah. It's been great to catch up, yeah.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely. I'm a terrible friend. We need to catch up more often. But you know,
You
you
and me.
you being like, what is it? Like, how far ahead are you? You're like what, 6 hours
Uh,
or something like that?
it's 9 o'clock, 9 p.m. for me right now.
It's three
Crazy,
forty-five
like,
for me.
oh yeah. Oh yeah, it's 8:45
Five,
for me. So,
5, yeah, 5 hours ahead. I guess that's not too awful of a time zone difference. I'm used to 6 hours because I was in Oklahoma, so technically that would have been 6 hours, I believe. But
nah.
yeah. No, like, and then that's the thing, man. Like, honestly, I'm just glad to have you as a friend. I'm excited to see where your projects go, and hopefully, it'd be awesome if my podcast ever kicks off. People listen to this episode and they'll go, dude, we gotta play Jackaboy's game. That would be awesome. I'm hopeful for
Yeah,
it,
that
bro.
would be pretty cool.
Yeah, that's what I want to use the podcast as a launching platform for everybody that comes here. You know, speaking of, like with everybody else, if you have any links or anything you want in the description, so that they can see your work. Or I don't think there's anything really uploaded yet, but whenever it does happen, just let me know and I
Yeah.
can I can put something in there. But we
Yeah, I
will.
could probably send you my Discord invite link to the studio thing.
Yeah, yeah,
That's a
yeah.
public, open Discord, so.
Hey there, this is friend of the show, Anthony Ziello, and I just wanted to say thanks for stepping into the walk-in today. If this episode spoke to you, go ahead and follow the show, and catch us every Monday at 2 p.m. Eastern. You can find the walk-in on Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, YouTube Podcasts, pretty much anywhere you listen. And if you want to hang with our community, come join the Discord. We'd love to have you there. A huge shout out to the Podmatch community for having us with them. Their support for Dreamers is unmatched. Until next time, take a breath, stay inspired, and as always, we'll walk together again next week.